A Savage Place by Robert B. Parker. Chapter 1. I was sitting in my office above the bank with my tie loose and my feet up, reading a book called Play of Double Senses, Spenser's Faerie Queene. Susan Silverman had given it to me, claiming it was my biography. But it wasn't. It turned out to be about the 16th century English poet who spelled his name like mine. The guy that wrote it had become the president of Yale, and I thought maybe if I read it I could become Alan Pinkerton. I was just starting the chapter titled Pageant, Show, and Verse when the phone rang. I picked it up and said in as deep a voice as I could, "Alan Pinkerton here." At the other end a voice I remembered said, "Mr. Spenser, please." I said in my Pinkerton voice, "One moment, please," and then in my normal voice, "Hello?" The voice on the phone said, "Spenser, do you expect to deceive anyone with that nonsense?" I said, "Do you want to hear me do Richard Nixon?" "No, I do not. I haven't time. Spenser, this is Rachel Wallace. I assume you recall me." "Often," I said. "Well, I have some work for you." "Let me check my schedule," I said. She laughed briefly. "Your sense of humor is much too complete for you to be busy." "Are you suggesting I offend people?" "Yes, myself included upon occasion." "Only upon occasion?" "Yes." "What would you like done?" "There's a young woman in California who is in trouble. She needs the kind of help that you are able to offer." "Where in California?" "Los Angeles. She has uncovered what appears to be a large scandal in the motion picture industry, and she fears that her life may become endangered." "And you'd like me to go out and look after her?" "Yes." "I didn't do all that well with you." "I think you did. I recommended you to this woman." "She's a friend?" "No, I met her only once. She's a television reporter, and she interviewed me on the last leg of a book tour. I told her about our adventures. Later on, she contacted me through my publisher and requested your name." "You must have spoken well of me." "I told the truth. You are strong and brave and resourceful. I told her that. I told her also that our politics were miles apart." "Politics is too abstract for me," I said. "I don't have any." "Perhaps you don't. I told her if you were committed, you would never give up, and that, politics aside, you were quite intelligent." "Intelligent?" "Yes." "I'm reading a book by the president of Yale," I said. "Good for you. Will you help the young woman in California?" "I need more details." "She will supply them. I told her I'd call and clear the way, so to speak." "When will I hear from her?" "This afternoon, shortly after I hang up." "What's her name?" "Candy Sloan. Will you do it?" "Probably." "Good. Give my love to Susan." "Okay." "Perhaps next time I'm in Boston I can buy you lunch." "Yes," I said. "Call me." "I shall. Goodbye, Spenser." "Goodbye." I hung up the phone and stood and stared out the window. It was June. Below, at the corner of Berkeley and Boylston, good-looking women in summer dresses crossed at the light. A lot of men wore seersucker jackets. I didn't. Susan said I wasn't the type. I asked her what type I was. She said leather vest, no shirt. I think she was kidding. It was June, 72 degrees, clear. The murder count in the city was down 10% from last year, and I was willing to bet that somewhere someone was hugging the bejeepers out of something. I looked at my watch. 4:30. Susan was taking another summer course at Harvard, and I was supposed to pick her up at 5. In L.A., that was barely past lunchtime. They were probably still sipping Perrier at Ma Maison. Across Berkeley Street, the young, dark-haired art director in the ad agency looked out the window and waved at me. I shot at her with my forefinger, and she smiled. I smiled back. Enigmatic. Byronic. Once you have found her, never let her go. The phone rang. I said hello. "Mr. Spenser?" "Yes?" "This is Candy Sloan." "Rachel Wallace spoke of you," I said. "Oh, good. Then you know the situation." "Only very generally," I said. "Rachel said you'd give me details." "Oh, God, over the phone? I hate to talk about it." "How about I make up a set of circumstances and you tell me if I'm getting hot or cold?" "Excuse me?" "Oh, you're being ironic. Rachel warned me that you would be." "Ironic," I said. "Well, of course you'll need to know things. I can give you details when you get out here, but essentially the situation is this. I'm a reporter for KNBS-TV here in Los Angeles. We're doing an investigation.